Before we get started, no, that is not me in the thumbnail. That is an awesome couple that cosplay together. He came as King T'Challa with a little bit of Jon Snow. Check out the coat. And she came as his queen, Storm. Super dope. So, if a lot of you don't know, this weekend was Blerdcon. And I had heard whispers of Blerdcon in the past, but I personally had never been there. And I feel as though I righted a wrong. Blerdcon is basically a celebration of the African American community with geek culture. It's the blending of both worlds, as they say. And it was a fantastic experience. I loved every single second of it. Like, I'm going to give you a little bit of context. And I feel as though a lot of people are going to be able to relate to this. In the 90s, when you were growing up, if you liked comic books, anime, anything weird, like if you even listen to Linkin Park, you were always looked at as being weird and looked at as being like the other. In the African American community, you were stereotypically called white. Like, comic books were only something that were relative to white people. It's super weird in the African American community, because when you look at the African American community and you go back, my parents' generation, they watched things like Inside Private Eye and Inspector Gadget and it's the one with the cats, Thundercats and He-Man, and that was their generational thing growing up, but they never saw anything wrong with it. But once we got into the era of comic books, where we had Batman, Superman, we had Spider-Man, we had Wolverine and the X-Men, we had the Fantastic Four, then we had Adam Brashear, the Blue Marvel, we had Miles Morales, we had Black Panther, we had all of Wakanda, we had Jon Stewart as a Green Lantern. There were a lot of black superheroes that were coming out when I was growing up. My generation grew up on Justice League Unlimited, Teen Titans, and the X-Men, the animated series, Spider-Man, the animated series, and then anything else that was coming on Fox and WB on the weekend, on Saturdays. And growing up, you were kind of alienated. So it's super dope seeing people in mass who were basically my age growing up, who were black, just like me, who enjoyed all the things that I enjoyed, and were super casual about it. Like, it got rid of like this weird stigma that I felt had been like in the back of my mind since I was young. And it was super dope because it wasn't only African Americans at this convention. You had people from different races and different nationalities. I had a guy who, this was his second Blerdcon, who came from overseas. I think he came from the UK. We had a bunch of white people there just kicking it, just like everyone else, talking anime, going downstairs into the fight room, playing against each other in Tekken and Super Smash Brothers, and it was super dope. It was super chill, and I like that. Like, I like the fact that I was able to walk in and I could see people from all these different walks of life, literally, where you had like barbers who were there, and strippers who were there, and pole dancers who were there, and a scientist, and a technician, and an engineer who worked on trains, an engineer who worked on planes, a guy who worked for the Navy as a scuba diver, another dude who worked for the Air Force. And it's so nice being just immersed in a group of people that enjoyed all the things that you enjoyed and were super chill and opening about it. And I cannot wait to go back next year. And like, I've had pictures probably cycling through the video showing like different people in cosplay who were at Blerdcon. I didn't cosplay this year. I'll probably cosplay next year. But no matter who you are or where you're from, if you want a great convention, it's not as big as Otakon, not as big as Katsucon or AwesomeCon or Comic-Con, but if you want a really great convention with some really dope people and like 3 different DJ sites with amazing food, check out Blerdcon. Blerdcon is fantastic. I recommend it, and I would absolutely go there again. Peace.